Hey there guys, Composite Girl 523 here, and I am going to do a playthrough of a map I recently created. This is my first Minecraft map I've ever created and released. It's entitled Solve It, Case 1, The Missing Cornerstone, so I hope you enjoy it. So first off, there's a book in here. It basically just says the rules. If you do end up playing this map, feel free to read that, and let's get started. So the backstory is that you are a recent detective school graduate who is going to go visit their family, and hopefully you can make it there without anything happening. So let's buy our ticket and head on the train. So you've been on the train for a few hours when all of a sudden it comes to a stop. Turns out the snowstorm that we noticed back at the train station has gotten worse, and you now need to stop in this town for the night. So if you go back here, it says on your ticket 820. There's a box marked 820 that has your stuff in it. So if I rearrange my inventory a little bit and grab some stuff, just bring that and that. And head into town. Welcome to Spruten. Seems like every place is closed at the moment, except for this place up here. Tomlinson Inn and Restaurant. So let's talk to Miss Tomlinson. So she has given us a room key and taken one of our gold. And there is a note on the wall. Basically it's saying remember to go to the train in the morning, and to remind you to keep your room key on you at all times so you don't get locked out of your hotel room, and it's from the conductor and engineer of the train. So if we walk through here, you just throw this in here for now and sleep. Alright, it's morning. Let's head on back to the train and see what's going on. A little bit of lag. Sorry about that. Excuse me, Mr. Iron Golem. So we talked to the conductor, and he tells us that the train has broken down overnight and that we are stuck in town indefinitely until the roads clear up. So he has given us a note that we need to bring to his sister, who happens to be the innkeeper. So we'll just head on back. So after giving her the note, she says she will cut you a deal so that you can stay at the inn indefinitely until the train is fixed. She says if you go pick up the axe from the blacksmith that she's ordered, that you will be able to stay here. Also, that all the doors at night close because there was an incident the night before. So let's head over to the blacksmith. Hello, Ronald. He says that he has not gotten his shipment yet of materials because the mines are currently shut down. So if you go and help the mines get cleared up, then he will get you the axe. So let's head over to the mining outpost. Head on in. You see the mines are blocked off, and you see there's some tools. So let's grab them and see if we can help clear up some of this mess. Grab some snow. Tons of snow. Voila, cleared away, and you can't go down there right now. Set up the tracks. And there you go. Head on back. So you just toss these back in here. We don't need them anymore. And he has given us the material plus some iron ore, which we are free to use as we choose. So we head back to the blacksmith. And he has given us the axe, and he says we are free to use anything he find in his shop. So let's throw that in there, and we'll let that smelt, and we'll go give the axe to Miss Tomlinson. Hello, Miss Tomlinson. You might need to back up and then walk up to her again for her to actually talk for this part. But she will take the axe from you, and then she's going to admit that she has kind of been a little nosy. She noticed that you are a detective and says that you should go talk to the mayor, that the mayor may want to speak with you. So we'll head on over to the mayor's. If you look around, you'll see that the town hall is right here, and we have Mayor Dudley. So you're going to tell the mayor, after he welcomes you, that you heard from Miss Tomlinson that there's a problem. He tells you there's nothing wrong. But then you tell him you're a detective, and he then realizes, well, this could be kind of helpful. And he tells you that the night before, someone stole from the town hall the town's Cornerstone. And he would very much like it if you would help him figure out who did it and where the Cornerstone is now. And then you said yes you would, and you ask if there's any place you should start looking, and he suggests that you go and talk to Farmer Andy. Also, he says that he's going to tell everybody that you are a museum curator so as to not raise suspicion. So let's head over to Farmer Andy's. Farmer Andy's was a very large building when you first walked into the town. So we have to go all the way back. And we have the Smith family. And there's Farmer Andy. So it seems Farmer Andy's a bit busy, but he wants to know if you could possibly shear his sheep for him. So you're being nice, you're like, okay, I can do that. So he gives you the barn key. Here's the barn. Head up the ladder, and in the chest there are shears. And then just shear the sheep, hopefully without letting anything else escape. And more sheep. Nope, get back here. Alright, and sheared all the sheep. So you can head back to Farmer Andy. And now he wants to know what's going on. You let him know that you were from the train that was stuck. He hopes that you're enjoying your stay. You said that you heard about that break-in last night, and he brushes you off saying, oh, it's just some prank, nothing to be concerned about. And then you ask him if he saw anything. And he denies that he has seen anything. And he lets you know that if you'd like to earn some gold while you're in town, that if you happen to collect any eggs from his animals or shear any sheep, you just need to go and drop them in the bin near the window, and you will get some gold nuggets. Also, he says you should head over to the tailor shop, because his wife works there and you can get some new clothes. So just to show, if you want to get some gold nuggets, come over here. It'll take away the eggs and wool and you'll get paid some gold nuggets. So let's head over to the tailor shop. I'm just going to keep the shears here for now because if I decide to go and shear any sheep, I can still use them. So the tailor shop was next to the blacksmiths. So we walk into the tailor shop. There's Naomi and Ada Smith. So she says thank you for helping her husband. And she tells you that she has a gift for you. There's some clothes on the mannequin and that you should go try them on. So let's toss this in here for now. Toss that, that, and that. And let's grab the leather armor and head over here. This is a good opportunity for you to listen in without anybody knowing. So you're going to listen in on Naomi and Ada's conversation. So Ada's telling Naomi what exactly happened, that her husband went out to the barn that night because he was exploring the barn as well as taking care of the animals. And you find out that someone was sneaking around their storage shed and that he had scared them off, but didn't have time to tell the mayor about it. And that they have no idea. And they think it might be the person who's staying at the inn, which is another person, not you. So after you overhear their conversation, you can go back out. And you can talk to Ada. She's going to tell you if you can dye the leather armor any color you want. You can customize it if you want. There's some dyes in the chest. I'm just going to stick with the armor I have now, so I'm just going to put this back on here. And head over to the inn. Because you think to yourself, you should check out this other inn resident. But you can see from here in the window, there is somebody upstairs. Close that. And Jim Thompson. So you're going to talk to Jim Thompson. You tell him that you got stuck on the train and that he's going to tell you that it's interesting to explore the town, that it has a history. And you're like, really? And he tells you that you should try the old-fashioned crumb cake down at the bakery, which he says is very enlightening, which is kind of odd, but you want to try some cake, so we're going to go to the bakery anyway. So I'll head over to the bakery, close the door. To the bakery, which is right here. So you're going to talk to the bakers. You said you would like to order old-fashioned crumb cake, but unfortunately, because of the storm, they haven't got the ingredients to make the crumb cake. So you offer to go get the ingredients. And they are going to tell you they need 3 wheat, 2 sugar, and 3 milk because they have the eggs already, so you need to go to Farmer Andy's. Also, while you're here, if you would like to buy any food, simply press this button. It'll give you a list of options in the menu based on what's in your inventory if you have gold and gold nuggets. So if you want cookies, click that. It'll take the gold nugget away. It'll give you cookies. You want pumpkin pie, you get a pumpkin pie. If you say you want the crumb cake, it won't give you anything. They'll say it's out of stock. And I don't know if I have any more gold. Yes, I do. And you can get bread. And I'm probably all... Nope, I have 1 gold left. So yeah, you can shop a little bit at the bakery. So let's head over. Oh, it's becoming night. So I'm going to head back. It was lag. Alrighty. Head back downstairs and head to Farmer Andy's again. There we go. You're gonna tell him about the situation, what you need. He's gonna say all right. He will get you. He was going to go get you the sugar, and that you need to go milk cows for 3 buckets of milk, and then you can head into the storage shed in order to get some wheat. So we'll head back into the barn, see if we can find some buckets. Food, and take 3 buckets. You can look around out here if you like. Nothing really to see yet. And sorry, that's a bit of a spoiler. Wait, need a milk cows. Oh, perfect. There's one right here. There we go. I'm just gonna throw these in my inventory and head into the shed. So you notice this place has been ransacked, so you're gonna look around, see if you can find the wheat. None in there. None in there. It's hay. And you come to this chest, and there's wheat. You grab the wheat. Okay. It's lagging. I'll just take whatever I need. And you notice there's 2 books. So you'll grab both books. Look at the to-do list first. Get a new pickaxe. Figure out journal notes. And you notice that sabotage the train has been crossed out. Well, then you look at the journal. You'll read the journal. It talks about starting a group of people starting a new town and how they're getting ready to build a schoolhouse. And they say knowledge is the key. Someone named Clarence Spruten. So you think, okay, I better tell Farmer Andy about all of this. So we're going to keep these in our inventory. It's best to keep any books you find in your inventory. So you talk to Farmer Andy, tell him his shed's been ransacked. He says, did you find anything? You're just going to tell him about the to-do list and the torn piece of journal. And then he gives you the sugar. And he said that he's going to see what's wrong with the shed and that you should head back to the bakery. So let's just go back to the bakery. Let them know you have the ingredients. And they say go ahead and make the cake yourself. Don't escape, don't escape, don't escape. Okay. And here's written the recipe for cake for Minecraft. Mainly because I usually forget it. Let's see if I actually remember it this time. I always get the milk and wheat inverted. Did I get it this time? Nope. It's inverted. There we go. So it says you should save the cake for later and check out the train. I'm going to put it in luggage. So I'm just going to throw that in there. And I have the other luggage, but I'm still going to pick this up. There we go. It'll probably turn into an under chest, but that's okay. And we'll get out of here before they escape. And we'll check out the train. Just throw this here, throw this here. Nope, can't do that. Hello, Mr. Engineer. You'll head over to the train. The door will open for you. You'll look around. You'll see just some tools. You see the controls. Nothing happens. So that opens the door. And you'll notice, reminder, remove all items from coal burner. You notice some items in the coal burner. There's a water bucket, which probably shouldn't be in the coal burner. There's fragments, broken axle, and metal shards. It had to be sabotage. Yeah, I wonder if it has anything to do with the journal. So you said we should look at the journal again. If you remember in the journal, where to go, it said that they were building a schoolhouse and that knowledge is the key. So you think to yourself, probably should go to the schoolhouse. If you want, you can explore some of these houses. I'm actually going to... Is there a chest in here somewhere? I remember putting them. Yep. I'm just going to drop these off because you don't need this. You don't need the stuff that you found in the hopper. Okay, schoolhouse. Miss Appleton. Hello, sir. Hello, ma'am. Tell her you're from the train and that you're looking for some information. She says that she can get you a copy of the town's history book, but she needs some help first. And you want to know, what does she need? And she wants to know if you can go get her a stack of paper. So you're going to head over to the general store next door. Well, 2 doors down. Talk to the general store owner, and she gives you the paper. Also, while you're in the general store, if you would like to purchase anything, as long as you have gold in your inventory, you can. For example, if I wanted to purchase a painting for some reason, I look this up, and it takes my gold, and I now have a painting. So feel free to shop. And we go back to the school. You let her know you got the paper. And then she says that she found some stuff. You throw the school paper in here. You can just throw the note in there as well. And let's look in the chest. History of the town and journal 2. The journal talks about that the houses are coming along, that there's a man named Spruten who keeps grumbling about everything, and that you just don't understand why, and that currently the convenience store owner was drawing up plans for the town at the time. So why don't we go check with the convenience store owner, also known as the general store owner. She tells you that they have stuff from the original town, and that there is a chest of stuff, and if you look over here, there is a chest of stuff. So you open this, there's the old map, and another torn journal. They talk about how they have the school and the general store, how Spruten is still causing trouble, and that he heads off into the woods every day and returns very angry. And you think you're going to just casually check up on him. And also that the lumberjacks is almost complete. So I am going to first put down this. I'm just going to leave this. Let's go here, and I'll leave it in the hotel room. Make things easier. Leave it there. And we're going to throw in the map. And we'll throw in, I need that, I need that. Just throw this in there for now. Throw in the ticket and the history book. Just so that it's out of our inventory. And then we still have the other luggage. Right. And we were heading towards the lumberjacks. Head into the lumberjack. Hello, Mr. Luke Traden. He says we stick out like a sore thumb because it's a very small town. And you're gonna ask him if he has anything. He says yes, there is, but he needs you to process 64 planks of wood. Which is equivalent to 16 logs. You say sure, that's fine. You go in here. Let's grab an axe. And I may have some, yeah, I already have some in my inventory, so this will be a little bit faster. Chop a little extra. Alright, let's process it. And toss it in here. Buzzy's back. we'll head on in. There you go. You have to move around a little bit and then he'll talk to you. He says that he has an old axe that belonged to Clarence Spruten and that you can hold on to it. You ask him if there was anything with it. He says yes there was, and that there was some old papers and that they are under the desk behind you. So if you walk over here, you'll see there is a chest. There we go. Grab that back. Another journal. Mostly people are doing pretty well in the town, it says. It says that everything's not as quiet as it seems, though, and that he has caught Birchton stealing, and that he's concerned that he's hiding something, and that there was nothing that he could seem to find, and that you better keep an eye on the blacksmith shop to make sure nothing is missing. So we'll head over to the blacksmith then. And it's turning to night, so I'm going to head back here real quick. What's that? Just lag. And then head in here. I'm going to drop off some stuff. We'll drop off this, the painting, because I don't need that. I need this. Let's just keep all the journals. I don't need that right now. Don't need that. Don't need that. Keep the keys in my inventory. Something walked near the conductor. Just ignore that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, it's nighttime. Alright. There we go. Alright, let's head to the blacksmith. Which is weird. See if Ronald has anything to say to us. You let him know what's going on. He says, yes, he has some stuff. But first, he needs some help filling out some orders. He said, not a problem. He gives the information, and he says that everything is in the bin over here. So we have all the orders. Let's just... Gonna need this. So everything's out of our inventory. Grab the orders. Also, we had the iron smelting in here, which should be done. So what does he need? He needs an iron axe, which we have iron, so... Iron axe, stone axe, iron pickaxe, stone sword, and stone shovel. Iron pickaxe, right? Yeah. Stone sword and stone shovel. And with the leftover, we can make something. So I'm going to make a sword for myself. Hold on to that. He said you can put the orders back in here. Oops, not that. And that we just drop everything off in the bin here. So let's just drop this, this, and that. Uh-oh. So it seems you have been hit with something. You've been hit with an arrow. And attached to that arrow was a note. And they tell you that you should go to the blacksmith and then go to the mayor as well. So if you look, it says stop or pay the price. Somebody knows what you're up to. So let's head over to the blacksmith first because it's on the way to the mayor's. He's glad to see you're alright. You want to know if he knew who hit you. He said he didn't, and he wants to know if you still want the item. You say yes, and he gives you an anvil, and he says that the mayor wants to talk to you. So I'm gonna drop off the iron because we don't need that anymore. And then leave that there, and we got the iron sword. And we'll head over to the mayor's office. Talk to the mayor. Wants to know how you're doing. Tell him you're alright. Says he has no idea what happened. And you don't know whose writing it was. And you tell him that you've been finding all of these journals by Clarence Spruten. And he says, yes, they were friends. He lets you know that Spruten and Birchton were friends, but there's a reason the town is named Spruten. And that there's a room that has just opened up, which you probably heard the door. And that there's a journal in there for you to read. So we'll head over here. And it's in the top one. Read the journal. Birchton is now in jail because you finally caught him stealing. And then he says apparently he was, and that's where the journal entry ends. So probably should check out the jail. Town jail. It's locked, but it says sheriff is Mayor Dudley. So you go talk to Mayor Dudley. See if he has a key. Does he have a key? Yes, he does. And he says don't let anybody see you. So we have to be ninjas about this. Doors open. Can't get in there. However, there's a key. Check around here. They have a bathroom. If you want to go exploring, grab that. Grab it. Grab the shovel. Grab the torn piece of journal. I'm going to put this over here with my other keys. Again, something walked where they weren't supposed to. This is my key. So you're reading Day 7 in Jail. This one's written by Birchton. Apparently, he has given people items that are apparently going to be used later as keys. And they're saying his ancestors follow clues, they'll get his treasure. And that Spruten has to understand that he threw his brother-in-law in jail. At least one piece of the puzzle is hidden in the barn, and that someone is now coming. So, to the barn we go, which we have the barn key. Yes, we do. What do you know? I grabbed the right key. So let's head over to the barn. There's a button down there to open the door. Now we have this feather that says my key. Where did we see another feather? If you went exploring in the barn, you would have noticed there is a feather over here. You step over here and you look down, and this is open up. So we have a plastic egg and another torn piece of journal. And this is now Spruten talking again. It's sad coming out of the barn, because he thinks of Birchton, and his sister understands why they had to throw Birchton in jail. He then starts talking about the inn, and that's basically the gist of what that says. So before we continue, I'm going to throw this in here, this in here, this in here, this in here, this in here. And don't need that anymore. Right. Wait, need that. Just a note, when you do make anything, you can make anything you want with the iron that you're given. I just happen to make a sword. You can make a pickaxe or whatever you see fit. So we'll head over here. Now the book also talked about the good food at the inn, so why don't we head to the kitchen. Hello, Mr. Tomlinson. Tells you that his wife told him about the museum. You say yes. He says if you help him make some food, that he will get you some items. And he tells you he wants 5 cooked chicken, 1 beetroot stew, 1 mushroom stew, and 5 cookies and a pumpkin pie. Alright, so let's look in the fridge. Don't need that. Cookies is... pumpkin pie. How many pumpkin pies? Yep. Said to throw it in the chest here, so we got 5 cooked chickens, 5, and all that. Let it all process, and it'll say all done. Look behind the grate above the ovens. So we'll look behind the grate, open the chest, and there was an explosion. Sounds like there's an explosion at the mine, but they don't use TNT to mine, so probably should go check it out. So before we go over there, there is another journal, so we're just going to look at this real quick. It's been a year since they arrived in town, and Spruten is talking about how he was not able to figure out what Birchton was hiding, and he's confused by why Birchton said the arrow will lead the way. So now we're going to quickly head over to the mines and see what's going on. There's an explosion. Luckily, no one was there. You say, can I go look and see if there's any artifacts? They said, sure, and he gives you some armor. So, this is better than what I have. We're just going to put those on. And same difference. We'll head on down. Probably could have taken a mine cart, but you can walk either one. So you can look down here. There's nothing really down here. And you notice the arrows. Now they said the arrow will point the way. So let's see if anything happens. If we... Now, I'm going to warn you now, this next series of situations are going to lead up to who the culprit is. So this will be kind of like a spoiler alert. You're going to find out who is the culprit very soon. So if you do not want to know who the culprit is, this is probably right after this last room. I'll mention it again, that you're going to find out who the culprit is. So you meet Jim Thompson down here. You're wondering why is he down here. He wants to know how you found this, and he tells you we're stuck. And you want to know why he's down here. And he says you got it all wrong. He's not the person. And he's like, no, I found the Cornerstone down here. And you're trying to figure out who he says he's also a detective that was hired to figure out who stole it. You're like, really? That's kind of funny. He says he's telling you the truth. And he says that he's a detective, and you're like, I didn't tell you I was a detective, even though he knows you're a detective. He says that Miss Tomlinson told him. And you say, this seems very far-fetched. And he says that once you get out of here, he'll have everything cleared up. And you're like, okay. So now you look around. So here's the Cornerstone. And you notice that there's several things written down. These are all hints as to what possibly needs to go there. So let me get the stuff out of the ender chest. Let's place that down. We had this, and history of our town, Spruten's axe, shovel, and I believe that's everything. Alright. So this is the answer to this puzzle. So if you don't want to see the answer to the puzzle, warning. So smith would be what you get from the blacksmith. Bake. History of town. Plan. Spy tree. Banner for the new. Egg. Egg. And he escaped using a shovel. So a door opens up and said you should see where it leads, and he'll try to get the door open. Now, spoiler alert, this is going to be where you find out who the culprit is. So I'm going to turn around so you can see the culprit. It talks about how you were trying to find the Cornerstone, that it was his great-great-great-grandfather's treasure, and that you find out his great-grandfather was Spruten, and this was his big secret. He had treasure stashed away. And that it was stolen treasure, and that you're never getting out of here. And that also, it was not really Spruten, it was traded. And you're like, how do you know I'm not going to escape? And he says the train conductor was in on the whole plan. And you're like, really? But his sister runs in. Is she in on it? She's not. But her brother apparently can be bribed. And he says goodbye, because now he's going to try to get you. Ow. Okay, this is 1.9, so there is a reset on the sword. There you go, you defeat him. Then Jim Thompson calls down to you, are you okay? And he told us everything about Traylon, and needless to say, Miss Tomlinson was pretty mad. It's all settled. Also, now you're going to talk to Mayor Dudley. He's going to tell you that the conductor and Traylon are behind bars, and to be honest, it's probably the safest place for the conductor right now because his sister is very angry. And that Jim Thompson has decided to stay in town to be the town sheriff. Again, they are appreciative, and they're going to give you something. They gave you 64 gold and a diamond sword, and that they told you that they're going to try to figure out who the treasure belonged to. And you said, okay, thank you. And then you said, then he says you best be packing because the train is about to leave. And that is pretty much the end of my map, except if you look down, there's a chest. So let me just move some stuff around real quick. If you open the chest, there's a note. To Detective. I'm going to read this. Dear Detective, congratulations on solving the case of Spruten. I have heard from the mayor of your skills and would like to extend an offer of a job as a rookie detective at the SolveIT Detective Agency. We hope to hear back from you soon. In the meantime, enjoy your trip home. Sincerely, Ivan Leon, founder of SolveIT Inc. So that is the end of my map. I hope you enjoyed. If you haven't played it, I will leave a link with this video if you'd like to play it. And hopefully I'll be able to continue this series if I have a chance to. I'm planning on it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.